What's up, all you triple threats? Today, what I want to do is I want to create a groove using a chord progression from a song that I like. So part of the assignment as a triple threat artist, if you go to triplethreatartist.com and join our course, you're going to be pushed and motivated to create 100 fresh grooves within 6 months. It's what our students are doing. It's a fantastic exercise. I do this all the time. It's how I come up with a lot of different song ideas and melodies. So today I'm going to show you, I'm going to put it into practice, and I'm specifically going to use a piece of software that one of my students wanted me to try out. So bear with me. The first thing we want to do is find a song that we like, I want to use a chord progression from. I don't care what you use. If you want to come up with your own, that's fine. But today I'm going to pick Dido. Remember Dido? Early aughts, Here With Me. I love this song. It's a great song. If I play this here. And I won't go, I won't sleep, I can't breathe until you're resting here with me. And I won't leave, and I can't hide, I cannot be. Just still a brilliant song. I'm going to close Spotify. We're going to pull up the chord sheet. So I've typed in the name of the song. There's 1,000 different versions of how the chords go, but I'm just going to take one of these. Let's go with this one here. And so now I'm going to jump on my piano and make sure that I can understand kind of how to play this song. I won't go, I won't sleep, I can't breathe until you're resting here with me, and I won't leave. So it's basically G, D, F sharp minor. It's a really cool chord progression. It's kind of sad and melancholy, and I just really like the song. Anyway, have I said that already? So what I want to do is I want to just capture some chords. I like those 3 chords. They just sound cool together. Again, it does not matter which chord progression you use. We're just looking for inspiration here. Easy. I'm going to pull that up down here. And for now, this is just our chord progression reference line. That's all we're doing here. I'm not real worried about performance or anything right now. I'm going to consolidate it to the nearest measure here. And then in here, I'm going to go ahead and quantize that. And I have a whole video about how to quantize. We're just going to do that real quick. And actually, we'll do it like that. So all the notes have a quarter note at the end of each chord of a rest. I'll turn off the metronome. Cool. So this sounds like it's really in the key of B minor here. All right, so let's jump over, and now I'm going to start playing with some grooves. The first thing I want to do is I just want to loop this. We're going to put that on loop. And I may speed it up, I may slow it down. I am going to normalize all these velocities here because they're kind of all over the place. So I'll just... All right, so that's not inspiring. The sound is just a very standard digital grand piano sound. So I've got a drum set I already have in that I highly recommend you have a default setup. So whenever you open your DAW, you immediately can start playing. You could just start playing. You don't need to be loading up a drum set and a piano because it's already loaded up whenever you open your DAW. So that's my chord progression. If I need to reference that, it's in that I renamed the MIDI track that. So now I've got my drums. I've got some drums going on here. This is one I like. Let's put this one in here. Okay, and I've got a bunch of different, I've set up this drum rack, so I have a bunch of different drums and samples. This is made by ADSR. So here is my kick, and I'm going to just go ahead and just create a little drum track like this. And I'm going to just start dropping things in. And we'll do this. So I'll just shut up and let you listen. Turn the piano a little bit. And now I'm going to drop a groove on this. It's probably a little too smooth. Okay. And then I'm going to change this here. All right, now we're going to change some of the samples. Cool, I like that. I like that wet snare. So I'm going to work with this program called Exhale. So here it is, Exhale, and we're going to drop it in. And first thing I want to do is I want to try to use some kind of pad with it. So I'm going to just copy this. I may not use this, but I can just copy it and drop it down here. And let's just see what we're getting at, okay? So I've got, there's different kinds of, there's notes, there's loops, there's slices. So I'm going to use notes first. Already sounds amazing. So this is just doing a lot of the work for me, man. Ooh, I like that one. I really like that. So I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to make another instance of this program, and we're going to layer it with something. So I'm going to take this and maybe put it over to the right a little bit. Tuck it down a little bit. And for this one, let's try. It's a little too weird. Let's try something electro. It's hard to beat that. That is really cool. All right, so there already I've got this really kind of cool groove. It doesn't have a lot of bass in it, but it's got a nice beat, a nice groove to it. So now I want to start adding some cool kind of vocal effects to this. But before I do, I want to try pitching this down by an octave. If I select all my notes and hit Shift arrow. Did it do anything? Oh. There it goes. Okay, so it's filling out that bottom end. So now I've got a nice cool pad. One of the things about Exhale that makes it so cool is that the pads that they've created everything's created around voices. So they've used samples of voices and chopped up things. So now I want to start another instance, but this time I don't want a pad. I'm padded out here, so I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to start doing some really creative stuff. This is one of the funnest things. Let's get rid of our browser so that's not in the way. So you can see right here what's going on. I'm going to now go into the loops and slices area. I'm going to start with slices. There's just little bits of stuff. And I'm going to start off by going towards something kind of dirty. And because the song is so light, I love contrast. So dirty and electro. We'll just start browsing through here and seeing what's going on. Now, one of the cool things is I can change the key that I'm in up here. I think we are in B minor, so I'm all right. But each one of these has their own key that they're recorded in, so I'm going to just change that. Okay, so we're just going to record that. Oops. Cool. All right, let's see how that came out. It's a little bit. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna bring up the the velocity on all these notes. I feel like there's a little too much wetness on this, so I'm going to back off the wetness. I know why it's sustaining so much. It's because these notes are too long. I'll add back in some of that delay and reverb. So that's cool. I like that. Now, if we wanted to add a little bit of pulsating thing in there, you could use an arpeggiator or something like that. I'm going to add another track, and I can just add, this is actually made by the same company. It's called Signal. And I think this is, yeah, Signal. And it's a lot of pulses, okay? So I want sort of a bass pulse. So we're going to just grab this track here that we used for our pad, and I'm going to just drop it down here. Yeah. And I want to take out all the notes except the bass note. So we're just going to go through here. We have, it went B to D, and I'm going to bring that up there, and then went to F sharp, and then went back to B. And so now this is this patch called Rev, or this is called Signal. And it's just a way of creating, you don't have to have this or anything, but this is just a way of creating some pulses. And I love this company's instruments. All their stuff sounds so cool. But I don't want a cinematic thing. I want something a little more simple. Thundering Plucks. Let's see what that is. Okay, that's cool, but it has too much of a weird bounce in it. Let's try Cloud Force. So let's try something else. I like that, although that last note. So even though the note goes down to B minor, I put this on B. My ear said to do that. I don't know why. Let's try some other ones. That's pretty cool. See how that sounds. I like that. It's just a little high in the octave. Let's bring down the octave. So very simple. And you can, of course, layer on a lot of stuff. Simplicity is best. So as you can see, I completely turned off one of these pads. It was too much. But so if it gets too much, turn it off. Make it simple. That's actually even cooler without any of the pads. So there might be parts to layer in and out and stuff like that. So I hope that was helpful. That's a groove. I mean, I just did it with 2 or 3 different tracks. It took a little more than half an hour, but maybe 40 minutes or something like that. I'm going to render that out and put it in my idea database. and name it so I know kind of what it is, and make a sample of it and put it in iTunes so that I can reference it and know what that is. But that is so easy, and that's using Exhale. And as you can tell, it's all made with Vocal Engine stuff, which is very current, very fresh right now. I highly recommend this product. It's an awesome product. If you're interested, let me know, and I can send you a link to the guy that I would contact, and you can probably get a discount for it. All right, guys. Peace, and I'll talk to you later.
Lie, 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 lie.